The Great Deception, Part 2. How's everyone doing out there? This is The Awakening. I am Super Solican. I want to continue to talk about the great deception that is happening in the world today. And this is the alien invasion. The Great Deception, alien invasion. Recently, right now, like I said in the previous video, I kind of mentioned this. In Mexico City, Mexican lawmakers have heard a testimony that we are not alone in the universe and saw alleged remains of non-human beings in an extraordinary hearing marking the Latin American country's first congressional event on UFOs. In the hearing, on Tuesday on FANI, the Spanish acronym of what is now termed unidentified anomalous phenomena, which is UAP, politicians were shown two artifacts that Mexican journalist and long-term UFO enthusiast Jaime Maussan claimed were the corpses of extraterrestrials. These corpses, they were fully intact. These corpses had shoulders, as you heard from Neil deGrasse Tyson. They even had full intact nose bones, which is just something that's pretty impossible since, they had fully intact noses, which is impossible because the nose isn't even a bone, but they have full intact noses, these are full alien bodies that they claim to be valid and not of this world. The specimens were not related to any life on Earth. This is what Maussan said. The two tiny bodies, they're displayed in cases. They have 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads, kind of reminding you of E.T., the traditional description that people have been saying throughout the years. This is what they have presented to the Mexican government here. Now, I don't know what to tell you if you can't already see that there's something fishy about this. From what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, they've also found that these, just like a lot of these hoaxes and missing links and things that people want you to believe but have never been able to prove, they want you to believe this stuff so much. They've created their own they've doctored these bodies. They created their own fossils and specimens by putting things together and putting different pieces together, because again, it doesn't make sense for these little, first of all, it's coincidence that they look exactly like E.T. and the aliens that people have talked about, but it doesn't make sense for them to have fully intact noses and things like that, and for their anatomy to be so closely resuming small humans. It just doesn't even make sense. But let's continue. Maussan said that they were recovered in Peru near the ancient Nazca lines in 2017. He said that they were about 1,000 years old, analyzed through a carbon dating process by Mexico's National Autonomous University. Such similar finds in the past have turned out to be the remains of mummified children. Do you understand that there were cultures that sacrificed children just as well? And these were Mexican cultures who sacrificed children just as well as adults. The Aztecs and things like that. Listen to what I just said. Similar finds in the past. Similar finds that were similar, they thought to be aliens, have turned out to be nothing more than the remains of mummified children. But Maussan said it was the first time that such evidence has been presented. I think there is a clear demonstration that we are dealing with non-human specimens that are not related to any other species in our world, and that all possibilities are open for any scientific institution to investigate it, Maussan said. We are not alone, he added. Obviously, this is an alien enthusiast. You have to already take what he's saying skeptically and with a grain of salt, because he wants this to be true. He adamantly has already said that this is proof, and he stands behind this of life on on other planets. He wants this to be true, just like how people have claimed numerous claims about UFOs and sightings and things. They want it to be true. Some of these people have had visitations, or they've had demonic spirits come to them in other forms, in the form of aliens or in the form of ET or something like that. And this is shaping their viewpoint, their worldview, and the way that they look at things, the way that they even look at science, and the way that they even look at archaeology. It shapes all of that because they are enthusiasts about this. They want to believe that it's true. So let's continue. It says Jose de Jesus Benitez, director of the Scientific Institute for Health of the Mexican Navy, says X-rays, 3D reconstruction, and DNA analysis have been carried out on the remains. I can affirm that these bodies have no relation to human beings, he says. UNAM on Thursday republished a statement first issued in 2017, saying the work by its National Laboratory of Mass Spectrometry with accelerations was only intended to determine the age of the samples. In no case do we make conclusions about the origin of the samples. So you see the confusion here? This is nothing but sowing confusion to the real problem. This is a hoax. This is not just my opinion. This is my deduction from everything that I've seen. This is a hoax. You're gonna find that out later down the line, but they don't want to release this. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if you believe this, if you want to put your life on the line for this and believe this is all true, present this to everyone. Let everyone analyze it. You understand? Give this out to the whole. Let all of the scientific community scrutinize and analyze this. But you see how vague this is, and there's nothing but confusion being sown. This is the goal of Satan. This is to keep you distracted from while Satan goes on and deceives the world. People are starving. More homelessness occurs with no solution in sight. The American dollar is tanking. There's more and more Americans becoming homosexuals, deceived, not having families, being deceived by Satan. More and more people are falling into the false doctrines. This is all a distraction and to keep you in confusion. That's it. These people are confused. These people they've brought this. They don't even know. They can't even get their story straight. First, they're saying that they did the test and they can affirm that the bodies have no relation to human beings. Next, they're saying we don't even do the test to even test that. Only thing we know is that these only thing that we know is the age of the sample. That's what we tested them for. We tested them for the age, and even that can be sketchy. So don't believe any of this right now. Even you've seen the videos of, and this is happening in a lot of Latin American countries and things like that. They show videos of aliens saying that that's an alien in the backyard. A person showed you to put the camera on it, you see nothing. With so much you've seen Photoshop photos in history. Now they have giants in the photos, Nephilim. You can see right now, when in the times when they first allegedly lied and said that they went to the moon, Photoshop and stuff like that was a lot more primitive. So you could see all of the deep fakes and the editing. You could go see that now. See, now people can hide. Like technology has become so more advanced. Somewhat more advanced with pictures and video footage. Like you got people doing studio editing in their house, so you can really present people a lot of false narratives. This is how the Antichrist is. This is what I believe the Antichrist is gonna do. This is gonna be some of his powers of deception, because it's gonna be a time. It could be like it's certain countries where what you watch and what you see is controlled. So they can control what you're getting and what you seeing, the social media you seeing. That's what they tried to do over here in America when COVID happened. They tried to control the narrative. You know, when you had people speaking truth, they would try to control that and get them and call them liars, even doctors and other scholars with contrasting opinions to theirs. So this, you have to definitely now stay close and be vigilant in the Lord's word and grounded, because this is the time of the great deception. If you don't have discernment, you can get deceived easily. It says lawmakers also heard from the former U.S. Navy pilot Ryan Graves, who has participated in U.S. congressional hearings about his personal experience with UAP and the stigma around reporting such sightings. Congressman Sergio Gutierrez from President Andres Manuel's ruling Morena party said he hoped the hearing will be the first of other similar events in Mexico. We are left with reflections, with concerns, and with the path to continue talking about this, Gutierrez said. In recent years, the U.S. government has done an about face on public information on UAP after decades of stonewalling and deflecting. The Pentagon has been actively investigating reported sightings in recent years by military aviators, while an independent NASA panel studying UFOs is the first of its kind by the space agency. They said that it's been decades of stonewalling and deflecting. Well, if there's nothing to see, then there is nothing to stonewall. If our understanding on UFOs are totally different, and you're thinking that UAPs is totally different, you're thinking that this is from another planet, when that's not even what it is by definition. It's just something an unidentified. This could be from anywhere. It's just an unidentified flying piece of technology. So it's nothing to stonewall or deflect from if it's nothing there. But you can see how, if you are an alien enthusiast, you want to believe that, you will think that there's stonewalling in place. But that's just not the case. And so and it says NASA is set to discuss findings from the study themselves. Massoon faced swift backlash and criticism from skeptics on Wednesday, who questioned the authenticity of his presentation, and that's rightfully so. This could really hurt efforts to take the issue seriously, said the user of Twitter, of X, social media play, what's called X now. Now, why didn't they wait until a scientific paper was ready to publish it? This is like, people have a lot of questions, and rightfully so. This doesn't make them skeptics. I mean, you have, with this type of extraordinary claim, you are the one that have to present the information you have to present this information for people to see and have it be up for scrutiny. Like, this is the type of stuff that you believe this to be what you really believe it to be, you should have this up for scrutiny by all scientific communities, correct? This will be a significant fine for humanity. But we know, just like the people on Twitter and all of the people out in the world, we know it's a hoax. They've had clear hoaxes like this before. This is no different. Even just from seeing from the example of the nose, like, we can start to figure out that this is a put together thing. But this is part of the deception. It has to come to pass in the end times. That's why we have to stay vigilant and grounded in the Lord's word, in true reality. We have to do that, or Satan will come in and start flipping your mind in 50 different ways and have you confused and demonized. And before you know it, your mind will be demonized. You will have a debased mind, and you won't be able to see the true things of the Lord, and you'll get controlled by the world and Satan and things like that. You'll be swayed by all of this. So with that being said, this is Super Solican, and this is The Awakening. Peace and blessings to the hearers and doers of the Lord's word. I'm gone. Catch you on the next one.